You know, one of the things I question about with autism, there's a lot of people who try to understand why a lot of people's autism and Asperger's don't speak a whole lot. Um, Sometimes people think that just really shy. Some people might think, well, he's somewhat nonverbal, and I almost have to question the fact is like, well, sometimes there's a great deal difference between not being able to speak and not having much to say. You know, um, I have a hard time sometimes being with certain groups of people, sometimes a certain age or uh, just the way how some people are, in their own interests, because really, like, I don't relate to it. So, like say when my father-in-law and a couple of his buddies are talking about hunting and fishing, I'm not going to speak a whole lot. Why? Because it's not one of my interests. I really have nothing to add to it. Why would I talk if I have nothing to say? So, when some people talk about, there's some people who think that anyone with autism is nonverbal, they just can't speak or whatever. I almost have to ask them, like, well, have you considered there's a difference between not being able to speak and just not having anything to say? Um, Trying to think of any kind of examples. And sometimes it has to deal with how they communicate. I worked with a guy who he was nonverbal. I mean, he could talk. He just didn't know how to put his thoughts into words. Uh, Another person who worked with him taught him how to count to 10 in I think he knew it like in 5 different languages, which was actually really cool. But he didn't speak a whole lot. Maybe he had a hard time putting his words into, or his thoughts into words, rather. Oy. See, sometimes I still have a problem with this. Still having an issue of how to put my thoughts into words. And, I find that actually kind of a sad kind of myth that people hold on to. If you want to connect with someone with autism, obviously you're going to have to probably think more on their level of what their interests are. You're going to have to think about, does this person really care about the book? This book that I'm reading, or this movie, or whatever I'm talking about, or even like a pop culture kind of thing. Are they really into it? Probably not. And you're going to have to find something that they are into, that you're going to have to help bridge that gap. And as you're doing that, try to teach them, like, not everyone has the same interest, and try to mesh it together, right? Sometimes we have a hard time thinking about, like, oh, like, this other person isn't really into this. I'm really into playing different video games, and I really enjoy certain kinds. And just because I see someone else has a game system doesn't mean that they're also going to be into that same kind of game. I know one guy, we both owned a PS3 at a time, and it didn't necessarily mean that he was going to be into like a Battlefield or the Uncharted system, Uncharted series. He was more into like the sports kind of games, which some people might argue, is that really a video game, or are you really a gamer in that? Blah 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 blah. That's not what I'm here for. I have to understand that just because he has the same kind of system doesn't mean he's going to be in the same kind of games. And those kind of things take a little while for people to understand. yeah, and now I'm just kind of rambling again. I have a hard time putting thoughts together and cohesive while I'm speaking. I was also one of those kind of people. I was bad at school. And when I say I was bad at school, I meant like my teacher got upset that I didn't take notes, but I could still tell you all the facts that she was trying to teach us for science and history. But I never took notes. I hate notes. I don't like writing down words. I prefer the mental image I have in my head. But, oh my, now I'm just rambling again. This is a fantastic blog. Things aren't going exactly the way I wanted to for these blogs. The other day I tried Skyping with my sister to have like a interview kind of thing going on with her. From a sibling's perspective. Of course, the software I'm using right now didn't exactly work the way I wanted it to go. So, oh well. I guess that's another thing too. Sometimes some of us on the spectrum of autism or Asperger's, whatever you want to call it, sometimes we see things a little extremely black and white, right? Like, everything needs to be fair. I see some other people, like on YouTube, use this exact same software, and things work great for them. They're able to do a Skype call and recording the Skype call and all these great things. I try to do it and it doesn't work. It's like, it should be fair. It works for these people, how come it doesn't work for me? Hey. Alright. I'm rambling now. I guess I'm going to have to check the footage on this one. I may upload this, I might not. If I do, thank you for watching it, for listening to just blah. If you have any comments about what we talked about, what I was talking about at all, please put a comment down in the comment section below and stuff. It could be negative, it could be positive. I prefer positive, but if it's going to be negative, that's fine. You have your own opinion, and that's fine to have your own opinion. But, yeah, so if you liked it, please hit the little thumbs up button there, subscribe, and share the video if you think other people might be interested in it. Alright, well, good talk. Good talk. I guess I'll try to get this up another time. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.